Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Empire Let's Play series. As I'm starting to record this video, they just made the announcement of what the fall drop is going to be, and I am super excited. I'm also a little conflicted because we just started work right across the road here on our central storage system. And the announcements they made focus mostly on copper. We're going to have copper tools, copper armor, copper chests, and finally we're getting the copper golem, which is going to be really exciting. When they first announced the copper golem, it was specifically for redstone and would interact with buttons, but now it is actually going to help you with your storage management. The copper golem will go to a copper chest, grab something out of it, and basically sort it. So if you have chests with different items in there, it goes through and takes all of the items that you dumped in the copper chest and puts them where they go. And that's going to be amazing. Now, of course, this update is several months out, and so I don't want to delay, but I do want to consider how we could implement this once the update comes out. So let's start today over at the work we did over here on the beginning of our storage facility, and I'll show you what I did in between episodes. I kind of took inventory and figured out, what do I want in this storage area? And I think if you remember last time I talked a little bit about it being a little unconventional. So you can see I started kind of fleshing things out a little bit. I switched to a oak door just so I could see through. And I started just putting a floor in. On this side, I have a wall with some cutouts. On this side, I have a wider wall. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go yet. And then I had mentioned we're going to have these columns through the center. And then we will have these little pockets where we will have chests. And so I think like this will probably be where all of the different types of stone items will go. And then we might have an area for wool or, an area for wood, an area for glass. And so it'll be really kind of patchworky, real kind of inconsistent as far as the setup. And then in the center, the kind of one-off things, we can put chests here for that. So to start off today, I first want to poke into our planning lodge, update the book in there, and then we'll start running around to all the villages, grabbing all of our items, and figuring out where they're going to go. As you can see here on the right-hand side, I added in some signs. So this one says to the map library, and this one says to Mingus. And I used materials that sort of reflect the build that the signs are nearby. So we've got signs here, we've got signs by the map library. We'll put signs in front of the storage facility, and then there's signs in the jungle. So I'm just kind of adding them in as I go. Okay, let's review. Desert Mine, haven't gotten there yet. Storage facility, we're getting started on that. Western Portal. We're actually going to change this to Mesa Portal. The Mesa that we found last episode is about as far away from spawn as our current portal. And so that will give us portals kind of equidistant from spawn. I think I also want to do a portal in the storage facility. Because as we build, we're going to want to go back here to grab materials, and I think that will be useful. Then in the nether, we will connect the portals, and that will be great. Hilltop Village, we'll get there. Desert Village, we did that, so we're going to take that off the list. Woodland Mansion, man, now that we got armor, I think we're in a better position, but we still need to do that. Lagoon, we'll get down there once we start working closer to the swamp. Nice armor. I'm going to go ahead and take that off of there because we mostly checked that box. I still need to come up with some better pants, but we can do that as we go. Get some beacons, nowhere near that. Add road signs, we are doing that. So I'm going to take that off the list. Next page. Skeleton Mob Farm, we did that. I'm even going to check Creeper Farm off because we get enough gunpowder out of there to be sufficient. An XP farm, we actually did that and built the farm with the armadillos. We haven't approached a raid farm yet, so maybe we'll get to that. And then finally, work on the road, landscape along the road, expose more maps, road to the swamp. We'll do most of this during live streams. All right, now that we are all up to date, let's grab our horse, run over to the Southland, and start gathering up all of our stuff. You know, because we don't have shulker boxes, this is going to take forever. So I think what I'm going to do is sort of do this as a montage, so you don't have to watch me go load by load, back and forth, back and forth. So now we got this space all cleared out. I'm going to go ahead and leave a chest or two over here just in case we need to store some things. And then maybe in the future we could do a rug or a table or something. And I think that would look really cool. But otherwise, I think we are done at the Southland. So I've been depositing a lot of things over here still because I just don't know where they're going to go. To kind of give you a real quick lay of the land, I have started putting things in here. So like over here is where all the stone is going to be. And I think this is going to be 5 chests tall. So we'll have that all sorted. Over here, I think this is where glass is going to go. This is where all of our wood will go. This will probably be like terracotta and natural blocks. Wool will go here. A lot of our metals like copper, iron, sand. We'll do all of our nether stuff over here. Food, mob drops. And then I think back here, we're going to have a portal. And that way we can get here to grab more materials if we need them. Still a lot to do. And these are all going to be stripped to kind of match that front area there. And I think the whole place is going to be about 8 blocks tall. It'll be pretty tall. Still a lot of floor to install, a lot of organization to do yet. But we're getting there. So Southland is all moved over. I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to Mingus and grab all of our items from there. That does it for Mingus. We still have a few chests over here. One with valuables, another one with some dog armor. We've got another one with valuables, armor over here, a cake over here, and then a bunch of coal and flammables. So we're going to leave all of that here for now. We might come back and get some of this stuff once I get a little bit more organized, but mainly I wanted to move this out. And I do have an idea for this spot. The storage on this side we tore out and we built an XP farm. Now, not only in the map library, but in our storage area, we're going to need a lot of item frames, and that means a lot of leather. And so I think we might use this to build a cow farm in the future. So now that we're done with Mingus, that just leaves Coltrane. Before we run over there, I just want to show you a couple of things real quick. So right now we are 1, 2, 3 blocks tall. Like I said, we're going to make this thing 8 blocks tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how tall this area will be, all the way across. The chests definitely won't go that high, but I just want it to be a nice, big, open space. So we'll have stripped birch, and we'll have these pillars throughout, just to tie that all together. And then these columns in the middle will be stone all the way to the ceiling. And I think the ceiling is going to be flat. Oh, hello. Nothing we need. Some of these areas, like with the wood, there'll be a lot of chests. And then other areas like sand, there won't be so many chests. So different areas will have different amounts of chests. But just the other day, they made the announcement that we're getting copper golems. And I have an idea here of how to utilize them. So we're going to have a whole bunch of chests with different types of stone in it. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is put a couple of copper chests right here. And then I could either do, something like this, or I could put hoppers here that would just feed in there. And then I could just throw all of my stone into this, and the copper chest will fill up with all that. Then, on the other side of the wall, I want to have a copper golem for each area. And that way, one copper golem doesn't have to run back and forth, all of that. But right here is where that copper chest will be. And then here we can put stairs so that they can open the chest. And then copper golems can apparently reach 2 blocks. So right in front of them and then 1 up. And so what we could do is we could make the floor like this. And that way they'll be able to reach here, here, and here. So basically, if this was 5 tall, they'll be able to reach down here and then these 2. And then we could build a little platform up here so they could reach the next couple of blocks. It'll be a little bit of work for some of these areas, but I think it'd be just really super cool to have iron golems doing all of our sorting. So that's my thoughts with all of this. But for now, we're going to do a little bit of building up of the walls just so that we're kind of safe. And then we'll run over to Coltrane, grab the last of our stuff, and then we should be in a good spot. Well, I am out of birch, so I'm going to grow some more of that, and then we can harvest that and kind of finish up. But let me real quick, before we run over to Coltrane, kind of show you what's going on. So when we walk in, this is going to be the vibe. And again, we're going to go a little taller. I just don't have enough materials yet to do it all. But you can kind of see how we'll have these little pockets here and there, and then we'll have these nice birch columns framing everything up. Again, these will go all the way to the ceiling. I think it's going to be really a neat, nice looking space when we're done. It'll be very interesting. It'll be very clean, kind of museum-esque, if that's a thing. So yeah, let's put our saplings away. And let's run over to Coltrane and get the last of our stuff. And there we have it. Coltrane all moved over. I might put a window in this wall and again, some sort of decoration, maybe a table or something might look kind of cool in this room. This episode took a long time. It's not an especially long episode, but just running back and forth just took so long. But we've got it done. Everything is moved over to the storage facility, and now all I have to do is kind of get it organized and finish the building. When you're watching this, I will be camping. I'll be out of town, enjoying the great outdoors, so I won't get a ton done between now and the next episode. I think the next episode we'll probably work on doing some decoration in these spaces. Now that we have all of our armor trims in one place, we can trim some of our armor. And I think we might also work on a cow farm. And I think that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. If you want to be like these folks and help support the channel, click join down below or scan the code on the screen. And thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.